Hello and welcome to Zazumi. I'm Sherry Barbera and we are talking about branding with body language and your voice. So let's get into it right away. What does it mean when we fold our arms? What do you think? What do you think it means? Hello, Paul Perry Brooks. Welcome, 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 and thank you for coming. We appreciate you. I'm glad you.
Paul Perry Brooks.
I love that you're here ready to learn. That's awesome. What does it mean when we clasp our hands? I want you to think about this, and if you know the answers, put them in the chat or in the comments below. What about hands behind your back or clasped hands in front of you? What does this mean?
Well, it could mean, can I say one thing?
Yes.
At one point in my life, it could mean a baseball was coming at me in a bad place.
It means protection, right?
Exactly.
It means you're protecting yourself.
Yes.
You've got a great point there. And look, hello, Dawn, and hello, Dale. Welcome, good evening, and thank you for being here. Another great topic. Thank you for
Dawn
saying
and Dale,
that.
it sounds like a singing group.
If arms are folded in a straitjacket, says a lot, and you're not kidding. Good sense of humor there, Dawn. All right, let's go back to it. So what does all this mean? What does it mean if our feet turn away? Have you ever thought about this stuff?
No.
Probably not. But look, what does this mean? When you're speaking directly to someone, where are your feet? Have you ever thought about it?
I will now.
Okay, exactly. And Paul said, in both cases, are we shutting people out? Very good, Paul. Very good, very good. I like that you're thinking that way.
Are you about to kick someone?
What is the message where we put our hands? If we put our hands like this, right? What if we put our hands like this? What if we put our hands like this? Or what if we put our hands like this?
Well.
Yeah, well. Every single one of those gestures has a specific meaning, okay? So you want to start thinking about where are your hands?
Wait, I got one. Put the camera on me.
Okay, where are your hands in videos? Go ahead. We're crying out loud. Okay. What happens when you have your hands in your pockets, or if you just have your arms to your side without your hands really doing anything? Why do we hold our throat? What do you think about that? Have you ever done that? Have you ever thought about that you've done that? Now maybe you're going to think about doing that, right? This is what that looks like. Why do we put our hands in our pockets? Why do we put our hands on our hips? Why do we interlace our fingers or open them? All these questions, right? What is our body language saying to our viewers? Dale is saying, yuck, yuck, yuck.
Why oughta?
If your arms are crossed, one idea about crossed arms is that it's a way of calming or comforting yourself. It's a way of protecting yourself, soothing yourself, calming yourself down when you're distressed. Or maybe you just don't agree with the person that you're speaking to. You might like them, but you may not agree with them, right?
You're blocking them.
You're blocking them. You're hugging yourself in. Where we look when we're processing information. So if I'm thinking about something, right, do I look straight at you when I'm thinking about? Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes when I'm thinking about something, I'm looking straight at you. But a lot of times when I'm thinking about something, you know, we all look up in the air. I'm not sure what we think we're going to see up there, but we look up in the air.
We're processing a thought.
Right? We're processing. But what happens when we're looking down? We're usually thinking really, really hard
like
about
I can't believe
something.
my zipper is open.
Well, then you're looking at something, I think. if you're looking at your zipper. But think about, what are you doing with your eyes? Many, many times I've said to you, put a Post-it on your camera lens so that you look at the camera as opposed to yourself. So when I'm looking at myself as opposed to the camera, which is you, I'm not looking at you. Isn't that annoying for you, instead of me looking directly at you? Like Sal looking down right now. It's like, why isn't he looking at you?
Post-it on my eye.
Is that why you were looking down?
Yeah, I was trying to find a Post-it.
And Don said, wait, and Don said, my dog holds one paw up in the air when he's
When he's what?
when he's thinking.
That's right.
And is a very smart dog. So is he going like?
Or when he has to go outside.
Or when, or
Mom.
he's saying, "Mom, right? Mom, I gotta go out." So when you're hiding information, do your eyes get more narrow? When you're thinking about something, or when your eyes start to flutter, why are you doing that? Okay, what do we do when we're nervous? Actually, we cover our mouths, we touch our faces, maybe we hold our chin or our nose. What do we do when something bothers us? We compress our mouths.
I know one reason you squint your eyes. I know what you're thinking. That's it.
You know, and that's a really good point, because you never think of that scene without a squint, right?
That's right.
You always think.
A Clint squint.
A Clint squint.
That's not easy to say.
Yeah, but it's true.
I
You
know
know,
what you
you've
think.
got that thinking about something, right? So when you're projecting yourself on your videos, what are you doing? Are you open to what you want to say to people, or are you all closed off? Are you leaning into the camera, or are you not? Are you trying to get away from it? What is it that you're saying with your body language? I want you to start being really aware of what it is that you're saying of your body language. Well, that's good. What does a head tilt mean? Think about that. You know, when you're tilting your head, does it mean you're relaxed? Does it mean you're thinking? Does it mean you're confused? You know, there's so many different things that have to do with why we would tilt our heads. Are we pondering something?
Look how cute
Are we
you
looking at something in an odd way, you know, and trying to figure it out? We trying to really hard to figure something out, or are we just confused by it, or what is it?
Hey, look
Dale
what
said,
yeah.
I've read looking up to the left means you're searching for the correct answer up in the skies. Looking to the right means you're inventing an answer. That's so interesting. Now that's really interesting, Dale, because often it's things to the left that are sadly negative, although I don't know why. But like left in Italian is sinistra, which, you know, sounds very sinister to me. A left-handed compliment, right? Something left is often very negative.
It is
but,
ironical that we're both left-handed people, is that correct?
and we are
We're
both
both
left-handed,
left-handed
yes,
people.
although I'm ambidextrous. And just for one little fact that I always have to add, our dog was left-pawed. So we were all lefties. Okay. So tilted heads, what do we do when we're troubled by something? We interlace our fingers. We even might we stretch our fingers out, and then we might TP our fingers. And all of this means that we're troubled. What do we do when something's at issue? We get territorial. Isn't that interesting? We have this territorial stance about us. We put our hands on our hips and steeple our fingers because we're like, look, you know, this is my territory. So back off. What do thumbs forward mean? Isn't that interesting? Look at the difference. Territorial versus, really? Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. You know, so, hey, get out of here. That's this. Oh, That's intriguing.
Kind of right. She's checking
Right?
the glove handles.
So, or that. What does feet wiggling or kicking mean? This is something maybe you probably, never thought about, but feet wiggling means you're nervous. And kicking often means you feel threatened and you're getting ready to leave or run. So all of these things, when you're speaking to someone, and you're moving around instead of just calmly listening, every single thing you do has meaning. Our body language, everything that we do has an interesting meaning to it. How we stand when we're comfortable or not. And look at this. You lean into the person when you're interested, when you're comfortable with them. When you're not, your body language is like you just keep moving, like, are you talking to me? Don't get so close to me.
Not for nothing, but you can lean into the person in New Jersey and you say a certain thing like, you got a problem with that?
Well,
that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different thing.
You got a problem with that?
That's a threat. That's a threat. So are you being threatening when you're leaning in? Or are you just comfortable and happy and at ease with the person that you're speaking with?
Want to get closer to the person you're talking to.
So your body language, like when you point, most people don't like that and think that you're being rude, as opposed to when you put your hands out in a very welcoming gesture. It's very, very different. Who's here? Rita. Hi, Rita. Rita's a southpaw too. So many of us artists are southpaws. It is true. Welcome, Rita. Glad to see you. Thank you for that like. I love those likes. So when you are turning your feet out, does it mean that you think someone is right? Or are you preparing for flight? What are you doing? These are the things that you want to think about. So here's a question for you. When we like something, do we move our hands forward or away when we like something? I want you to put the answer in the chat before we move on. I'm gonna come over to Sal. What do you think? When we like something, do we move our hands forward or away? What do you think?
I have to say forward.
Forward. Anybody else? Anybody else gonna give me a, hey, hello, Tom Levine. Hi, Rita, Don, Dale, Paul, and Sherry and Sal and Mom. Yay! Thank you for joining us, Tom, and thank you for saying hi to my mom. Of course, she's back there. She looks really pretty tonight, as always. So yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think? So
hands forward.
Forward.
I think hands forward.
Forward. Forward. We've got Dale's got a forward. Rita's got a forward. You're right. You are right. When we like something, we move our hands forward. And what's interesting about that is that if you are playing poker, which many people do, your hands and your facial expressions tell a lot about you. Now, often when people play poker, instead of looking at people, they look at everyone's cards. That's not the thing to do. What you should be doing is you should be reading people's expressions. People like to say, ooh, I've got a poker face. Well, guess what? Your face isn't the only thing that gives you away. Your hand movements give you away. When your hands are open and out on the table, often that means that you have a good hand. Did you know that?
I did not know
Okay, so when you put your hands down on your lap or under the table, or you lean back, often means you have a bad hand.
Really?
Yeah. So all these kinds of things, this is another reason why it's really good to learn body language. It's good to learn facial expressions. It's good to learn tone of voice, because so much of this can help you read a person and understand what it is that they're saying. So Don said forward unless it's a bug or hot. You're right about that, Don. That's
Forward
cute. Unless it's a bug or hot, then you don't want to put your hands forward. You're really cute, Don.
Bug.
That's very cute. Okay. How do you brand with your body language? Well, look at this. Wonder Woman. I mean, pretty obvious what she's doing here. Look at her hands on her hips. Look at how her feet are wide apart. Look at her head. Look at how her shoulders are straight. Look how straight up she's standing. Look at how everything is powerful. It's all a power thing,
Yeah, but
right?
I'm not going to look good in that outfit.
Well, not you, honey.
No.
It's confidence. So how do you get confident in front of the camera? Stand up straight. Hold your head up. Put your shoulders back. And then think about where you're putting your hands. Because it is actually really important where you put your hands. A confident person can have their arms crossed. It doesn't mean that they're being protective necessarily. It also can mean I am the master of my domain.
Now that is interesting.
Right?
I have to say, yeah, I'm going to comment on this because
Okay.
that does look like a confident person.
Yeah,
And usually it means it's like this.
right.
It's like a blocking, protecting thing.
You're blocking and protecting,
But if you're like,
but if you're, Kat Cora and you're like the chef extraordinaire,
oh, the chef.
right? You're confident.
You're confident.
You're like, I am the master of my domain.
So crossed arms, confident, crossed arms,
Yes.
blocking. Yeah.
So there are many ways to project something that you may not have thought about. You may not have thought about this. What about where you're looking? So a confident person looks directly at you. They don't look up, they don't look down, they don't look at the side, they look at you. And that is another way that you project confidence. Open arms, a smile, a nodding head. All of these things, when taken together, I agree with you. I'm interested in you. I like that. See how nice and warm and welcoming that is?
I'm feeling warmer already.
Right?
Yep.
So all of these things, these are all of the different ways that you project. I showed this last week because I want you to look at it all over again. Look at these arms. Look at these hands. Hands in pocket, relaxed, saying, I am confident. I am comfortable. I like where I am so much that I don't need my hands to prove to you how I feel. I'm okay putting them away.
I still don't like the one with the hand, that one. The hands in
This
front
one?
of her. No, the one
This
over there.
one.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Right,
stuff.
well this one,
It's
if you
too,
notice
like,
her body
it looks
language,
shy and protected.
is shy and protected. She
Right.
is probably the low man on the totem pole,
Right.
okay? He is the top one on the totem pole. These two, pretty much equal, and then she's getting there.
Right.
So all of this body language, head tilting, straight, hands up, straight standing up and down, weight distributed equally on both legs, shoulders back, all of these give the impression of confidence. Now, there is a Toastmasters international world champion, and his name is Dhananjaya Hediarakchi, and that's not easy to say. And he created this wonderful video with 4 essential body language tips, and I'm going to show you what he says. Don't cover your vitals.
There you go.
Because when you're nervous, did you know this? You cover your vital
what I was talking
organs,
about.
okay? And your vital organ is your chest and
So
your stomach. I
you're
mean,
talking
you
about
are
your heart and your
protecting.
lungs
Yeah, your
and
heart, your lungs, you protect yourself.
Your liver.
You protect yourself.
Your liver. Stop it.
So, and other parts, right? And other parts. So,
Yeah, that's it.
what you do want to do is be open. You don't want to present yourself all closed up. You want to be open. That is what projects confidence, okay? Openness. Even if your clothing is casual, one person says, I don't really trust you, and the other one says, hey, let's do this together. So, what should you be doing to project confidence? Keep your body language open. Smiling, hands open, palms up, feet slightly apart, shoulders back, head up. Look at that. Look at how, welcoming it looks, right? This is all welcoming. To connect with your viewers, do not show the back of your hand. Isn't this weird? Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
I know, that seems like a really strange thing.
Why would you show the back?
But
Well,
open
people might.
palms are very welcoming, as opposed to, this is all about me, right? This is not about you. Welcome to my world. No, me. Protective. I'm protecting me. I am just talking about me. So that's why you don't want to show the back of your palms. You need to get comfortable in front of the camera. So how do you do this? Well, I went over this a couple weeks ago, right? Getting comfortable in front of the camera. Taking a deep breath, relaxing, smiling, thinking about your ideal customer or client or best friend, or your mom, or your husband, someone you really enjoy speaking to, talking with, and then getting comfortable and relaxing and being yourself in front of the camera.
And what did you say? Having a good time in front of the camera makes the viewer more comfortable.
Yes. Because when
Makes them
you're
enjoy
uncomfortable,
you.
when your body language is uncomfortable, when you're like, I don't know if I really want to be doing this, or everything is just so, you're not
slouching.
sure, right? You're slouching, and your facial features are like all, and you're just not sure if this is something you really want to do. This projects to your viewer, this projects to your audience, this projects to whomever you're speaking to, and it's a big turnoff, okay? It's just a big turnoff. So what do I always say? Bring the best you to YouTube. You want to bring the happy you. You want to bring the informed you. You want to bring the excited you. You want to bring the welcoming you to YouTube. The fun you. But
That should
not
be in college, by the way.
Fun you.
Fun you.
Fun you. Let's all go to Fun you. So Tom said, some of us must, like me, talk with our hands. Is that something we should try to curb? No. No. Do not try to curb talking with your hands. Why? Because the more you speak with your hands, the more people understand what you're talking about. If you're just a talking head, we don't get as much information. And information is what we need when we're not standing right in front of you. So do you see all the things that I'm doing with my hands right now?
Well, there's something to be said for people that understand sign language. You could be saying the wrong thing.
I think it's very, very important to use your hands. That's a great question. Hey, Sheila. The trending phrase is get comfortable being uncomfortable. This is a very important thing when you're on video. And I think it's probably trending, Sheila, because so many people have had to do Zooms for business. And for the most part, most people hate being on camera. They're not comfortable.
They got thrown in front of the camera.
Yeah, you're thrown in front of the camera. You have to learn how to project yourself in a comfortable, confident fashion in all these business meetings that we have on Zoom, right? And how do you do that? Utilize every one of the things that I just showed you. Bring the best you, bring the happy smile, bring the straight up, bring the confident. Let your hand gestures show how much you want people. Did you see how I just tilted my head? It's because when I tilted my head just now, it was because I really wanted you to feel what I'm feeling, okay? It's interesting. Now I'm starting to think about the things that I'm doing. Yeah. So when you're on camera, you want to look right at the people that you're speaking to. You want to project yourself in your confident, happy fashion, or whatever it is that you need to project in your business meetings on Zoom. So yeah, I think that was a super important thing that you said there. Okay, let's get back to it. So you want to be comfortable on camera. It's so important that people feel that confidence. And especially if you have a YouTube channel about something that has to do with your own expertise, super important that they believe that you're the expert. How do you do that? By projecting all of the confident ways and the being completely comfortable in front of the camera. So being comfortable in front of the camera allows you to move around and use your body language in a certain way, and that certain way is with confidence. And even if you are a yoga instructor, it's super important, especially if you're someone like a yoga instructor or an exercise instructor or a dance instructor, it's super important that you use your body to project the way that you want people to do whatever it is that you want them to do. And this is another thing about body language. And here you're talking about Fun University, right? So wouldn't you want to know what this girl is talking about? Doesn't she just look like she's having so much fun? Mm-hmm. And yet there she is, just talking to a camera, just like I am. So not being comfortable in front of the camera causes you to constrict. And it is not comfortable for the people watching you, okay? They don't want to see that. They want to see you feeling confident. So your non-verbals, your facial expressions
Holy cow.
are so important, right?
Right.
So one of the things that I loved about this whole collage of faces was that these are actually really fantastic for thumbnails. You know, if you think about it, this is a good thing for each one of you to do. Take a series of facial expressions that you can then use for your thumbnails. Put yourself in front of a neutral background with contrasting lights so that you can take the background out.
And then not for nothing, but for every thumbnail, make a title for it.
Right. So
look at the thumbnail and make the title according to what your content is with the picture.
With the picture. So if you're doing something, if your video is about something shocking, then you definitely want to have that, right? Look on your face, and everybody knows that when your eyes spread real wide and your mouth opens up, you're surprised or shocked by something. If you're troubled by something, you see how your brow furrows, see how you lean in, you're like, your mouth gets closed, everything tightens up. Okay, when you're happy, did you see how I just moved back and tilted my head and smiled?
Thumbnails, everything's exaggerated right now.
It is. Everything is exaggerated. So it's a really good idea for you to do this exercise yourself. What is looking blank? What is happy? What would you call this one? What would you guys call this one? And what about this? Oh my God, wacky. I can't believe it, right? Or this one, ooh. And this is thinking, and this is screaming, and this is no, please don't do that. And this is like, I really am angry with you. This is, I'm not sure about that. This is, I'm yelling at you. This is, I'm scared. So all of these things are good for you to go through on your own. Take pictures of yourself. Start filming yourself this way. Start giving yourself different expressions to do and understand your own body language. You will look a certain way when you're comfortable. Laughing, smiling. See how your chin juts out when you're comfortable? Maybe you didn't know that you do this, but you do. You're going to start recognizing these things about yourself when you're not comfortable. Your forehead furrows, you have tension, there's like lines in here between your eyes, you get all nervous. Maybe when you're sad about something. What does your smile say? Well, this is a social smile. This is like
welcoming.
You know, but you're not getting the teeth. You're getting, hi, nice to meet you, but not so much the teeth. Interested, right? Tilting your head, eyes go up, very different kind of smile, curious. All these smiles are different. So for me, just to say a smile, we have many, many different kinds of smiles. What about insecure or angry body language? Hunched shoulders.
That is a definite.
That is a definite,
negative.
Right?
Yep.
Crossed arms. This kind of crossed arms. Now, did you see how if I went like this means I'm confident. But if I go like this.
Yeah, the first one looked like I Dream of Jeannie.
Like,
like you were going to
But
blink.
if I go like this and I'm pulling back, no, I'm angry about something, right? Or if you put your hands between your legs or in your pockets in a negative fashion, or if you're biting your nails, worried about something, wringing your hands. These are all signs that there's definitely something wrong. What memorable gestures do you make? And this is something that I think it's really good for you to think about. Is there something that you could do for your YouTube channel that is just you? Is there something that is always going to be, oh,
Are you saying a signature gesture?
some kind of signature gesture? Well, that could be something that people are like, oh, I don't know about that. And I don't even know what I mean by a signature gesture.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of people like Carol Burnett did the ear thing.
Right.
That was her signature gesture.
Right.
Some people have a nose thing. You know, I don't know what I mean by that. But just think about what
Well, what's the difference
possibly...
between saying, I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you in the next video? I mean,
Yeah.
it's amplified
Yeah.
with a
I'll
gesture.
see you in the next video. I know. I mean, it really does change how you feel. Sometimes that can be a little disturbing, right? To make
Right, but wait,
to
the
make it
welcoming
too
thing
close.
is good.
But I'll see
But I mean,
you.
that's a little too much, maybe.
What do you guys think? What would you think would be a good gesture? Let us know in the chat or in the description below, because these are the kinds of things that are interesting to know. Now, what about voice? What about the tone of your voice? How is that affecting what you say? And when people say tone of voice, it's vocal but nonverbal cues. Isn't that interesting? So you're still giving off different cues verbally by how you modulate your voice. And there is a negative or a positive way. There is an attractive or unattractive way of speaking. And you want to be aware of that. So emphasis. Emphasis is one of the things that differentiates when you're speaking what you're speaking about. I never said she stole the money. It's just a statement, isn't it? But it becomes a completely different statement based on how you say it. I never said she stole the money. Very different, right? My voice got loud at never. I never said she stole the money. Very different once again.
Are you talking about your mother?
I never said she stole the money. So now we know that we're talking about a person. I never said she stole the money. Now we're thinking, okay, that's something completely different. I never said she stole the money. Once again, very, very different. Now, what if I change the pitch? I never said she stole the money.
Wow.
Do you believe me?
No.
I never said she stole the money. Pace is the next thing. So it really does depend upon how slowly or moderately or quickly you say something. I never said she stole the money. I never said she stole the money. I never said she stole the money.
Tom has a question.
All of this is part of our brand, right? Oprah versus Joe Rogan, for example. Yes. All of this is branding. And I'm not giving you all of these body language and vocal ideas and cues for you to just say, ooh, that's interesting. I'm giving this to you because when you are branding yourself, you're a business and you're in business to make money. And your business, part of your business, if it's just you, is all you. So Tom, in your case, you're an author. Your business is you, the author, okay? Selling books. So your business is you're an author, you write books. What are your books about? How do you project that? Who are you when people come and watch you? How do you read your stories? What do you do with your body language? Are you projecting with just your body language, or are you adding in your voice? Are you making your horror story scary? What is it that you're doing? How is your pacing? How is the pitch of your voice? All of these things matter. And yes, every single bit of that is branding. So pace. I never said she stole the money. What is your tone of voice saying about your business? Are you modulating your voice? Are you confident in your voice? Is the tone of your voice always sincere? Do you end your sentences with a question, even when you don't have a question? Because if you do, what does that say about you? Does it say that you're confident in what you're saying? Probably not.
Stop it.
So think about all of these things actually make a difference. What are you saying about your brand? What are you saying about you as an expert? So in particular, if you raise your voice at the end of every sentence, it means you really aren't sure about what you're saying. But on the other hand, if you lower your voice at the end, it means not only are you confident about what you're saying, but emphatically confident about what you've said. See how you put an end to it at the end there? So it is super important because you use body language and voice for the success that you desire. And what I mean by that is when you project confidence, and believe it or not, part of being confident is having a lower tone in your voice. So if, and years ago, like maybe 2 years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago, I did a YouTube bootcamp meetup, and I did it about voice. And Margaret Thatcher, I used as a case study, and I don't know if you remember this, but one of the things that people didn't like about Margaret Thatcher was her voice. They said it wasn't confident, they said it was too high-pitched, and she sounded like a mother talking to her children. So they gave her vocal lessons to lower the pitch of her voice and to slow it down. So not only did she lower her pitch, but she slowed down the way she was speaking. And what happens when you slow down the way you're speaking is that you start to emphasize what you're saying a whole lot more. When you're speaking very rapidly about something, a lot of people can miss what you're saying. You could be talking, you could be acting, you could be this and that and this and that, and no one could grab what it is that you're talking about.
But can I say that a lot of YouTubers do talk
A
very
lot
quickly?
of YouTubers talk very
A lot
quickly.
of very successful YouTubers talk
Yes.
extremely quickly.
But would they be in business? Or are they just a YouTuber using their YouTube channel as a YouTuber? There is a huge difference between being a business person using YouTube to market and brand yourself as opposed to having your business as a YouTuber. That is your business. So YouTubers today, yes, they speak very, very quickly. And that is a thing that's going on in YouTube right now with YouTubers. So that says to me that if you want to be a successful YouTuber, you need to speak really rapidly because that's what people expect from you. As a business person, it is completely different. No one expects you to speak really rapidly unless that's the way that you speak normally. But as a business person, you're using your body language and your voice for business. And that's very different. So the success that you desire, a lot of that has to do with the confidence that you project. And a lot of the confidence you project has to do with your body language and your voice. And these are the things I want you to think about and act on. Not just think about them, but realize how you can improve with body language and voice. How you can improve and gain the success that you desire by understanding that confidence and the way that you pace and pitch and pause with your voice. Everything you do makes a difference. It really makes a difference. Okay, so all of this matters. All of this matters. All right, so Saturday, once again, Sal and I are going to be showing you how to grow your channel with the 4 T's, topic, trailer, thumbnails, and titles. And that was a lot of fun Saturday. We had a blast this past Saturday. It was really good. So join us on Saturday morning. I think it'll be at 10. It'll be somewhere between 10 and 10:30. And then next week, we are going to be talking about YouTube for your business. And as I just said, if you're not a YouTuber and you're a business person like we are business people, we are using YouTube for business. We are using it for marketing. We're using it for branding. We're using it for different reasons from a YouTuber. And that's what we're going to discuss next week. How do you utilize YouTube for business? Because it's not the same as being a YouTuber on YouTube for business.
You're showing that live symbol. Are we going to do anything about being live?
We will be live. And if you're a newbie and you really haven't started a YouTube channel, but you really want to start a YouTube channel and fast track it, take my YouTube Masterclass, go to youtubebootcamp.com, click on courses, and you will see the tremendous amount of things that you will learn in the YouTube Masterclass. We are YouTube for Business. We are Zazumi. YouTube for Business to boost your income, influence, and impact using YouTube. If you like this, please like it. You know I love those likes. And leave your comments in the chat or in comments below. And please subscribe if you haven't already to our channel so that you don't miss any of the videos that are coming up. And finally, as always, please just be you on YouTube. I mean, this is what YouTube is all about. This is why it is so important for you to believe in yourself, because when you are branding with body language and voice, it's extraordinarily important that you're authentic. So you need to work on that authenticity, that comfort level where you can get in front of the camera and be the best you on YouTube. And that's what it truly is all about. Okay, so we are going to say our dating game goodbyes. All of us, Sal, me, and my beautiful mama.
There you go.
Here she is with her gorgeous bonnet on. And we're going to say, thank you guys. We appreciate you. We love that you're here. And we'll see you in the next video. How's that? In the next video. What do you think about that? Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. Ciao, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Bye.